Severance Season 2 has emerged as one of the most captivating shows of 2025, earning an impressive 95% on Rotten Tomatoes from over 200 critics. The long-awaited return to Lumen Industries' stark white corridors brings deeper mysteries, shocking revelations about consciousness, and a closer look at how different, yet similar, our innie and outi selves can be. When I finished Severance, the show, something deep inside me shifted. I sat there, hollow and aching, haunted by the brutal precision with which it captured the alienation of modern labor, the quiet terror of compartmentalized identity, the numbing bureaucracy, and the eerie tenderness that tries, and often fails, to survive inside it. I needed more. Not just any books, I needed stories that could sit in the same strange emotional temperature as Severance, cold but humming, sterile yet somehow bleeding with suppressed feeling. That's how I ended up curating these 5 reads, each one a portal into a different, equally chilling and beautiful meditation on work, selfhood, memory, and futility. Let me walk you through them. First up on the list, The Employees by Olga Ravin. Imagine us over time, the sharp lines between worker and machine, memory and programmed response, human feeling and procedural function start to erode. Reading The Employees after Severance feels like deepening the same unease. What if work changes not just what we do, but who we fundamentally are? The sterile corporate language and the gradual crumbling of emotional suppression mirror the careful disintegration we see in Lumen Industries' severed employees. Moving on to the next. Temporary by Hilary Leichter. Temporary is, in many ways, a carnival mirror held up to Severance. It's brighter, sillier on the surface, yet underneath it's filled with the same biting loneliness. The protagonist takes one surreal temp job after another, standing in for pirates, ghosts, even inanimate objects, in her quest to earn her permanence. Every task is absurd, yet every absurdity feels eerily logical within her world. Much like Severance, Temporary captures the devastating absurdity of seeking identity through labor. It's all a game, and the rules don't make sense, but you play because you must, because you're told it matters, even when it obviously doesn't. Next up, Lakewood by Megan Giddings. Lakewood asks, what would you endure? What would you risk for security, for your family's survival? A young woman, desperate to support her sick mother, accepts a high-paying research job with opaque parameters. The experiments begin innocent enough, then slowly, sickeningly mutate into something horrific. This novel connects to Severance through the lens of complicity, how systems exploit vulnerability, how secrecy feeds on necessity, and how much you can lose before you lose yourself. It's about invisible violence, both emotional and physical, hidden behind bureaucratic walls. The fourth one on the list. There's No Such Thing as an Easy Job by Kikuko Tsumura. If The Employees is clinical and Lakewood is chilling, There's No Such Thing as an Easy Job is quietly devastating in its mundanity. A burnt-out woman drifts from one easy job to another, each slightly more surreal than the last, watching surveillance footage that seemingly leads nowhere, writing ads for a dead product. It's the perfect follow-up to Severance because it tackles that gnawing, hollow question, even if the work is easy, even if the life is safe, what happens when it's still meaningless? What happens when you realize that no amount of adjusting the job title or office location can save you from yourself? Fifth and the last one, A Short Stay in Hell by Stephen L. Peck. A man dies and finds himself in a hell modeled after Borges' Library of Babel, an endless library containing every possible book, one of which tells his life story. To leave, he must find it. This book cracked me open. It's Severance without even the thin comfort of co-workers or coffee breaks. It's about infinite bureaucracy, infinite futility, infinite yearning. Where Severance shows the absurdity of breaking your mind into work self and home self, A Short Stay in Hell strips everything else away. You work forever and ever without even the hope of an audience. Now you ask, why these books after Severance? Because Severance wakes up a hunger that ordinary fiction can't satisfy. It makes you want to dive deeper into stories that are sterile on the outside, but secretly screaming underneath. It primes you for narratives where labor is absurd, identity is fluid, and hope is fragile. Each of these books, The Employees, Temporary, Lakewood, There's No Such Thing as an Easy Job, and A Short Stay in Hell, carries the same bleak heartbeat as Severance. They ask the same hard questions. Who are we without our jobs? What does labor cost us? Is there a self untouched by work? And none of them offer easy answers. But maybe that's the point. Maybe after Severance, we're ready to live in the questions for a while.